Now, retirement is not actually a determinant of age. It's actually a determinant of age when you don't have the money. Futiboras retire at what age? Some even at 30s,
You guys, I'm being hurt on my own show. Let me just say, today I'm being hurt on my own
show. You don't
show.
have money, so you want to work until 60. No one wants to work. If your business cannot pay you and you don't understand how much comes in your business,
just close it. Go home.
Please.
Go home.
Just look for a job. Like you're not... One of the things I'm going to tell you, you'll be, in the coming near future, you might never see wealth. Yes.
Jane, be nice. Be nice to my audience. They'll be like, today, what's happening?
I tell you the truth. Things that make your life more interesting, but you wouldn't die if you did not take a massage. Right?
Well,
so that's how you get to...
Ish. I need my massages, but yeah.
You need it, but you wouldn't die. But
money may not be everything, but money affects everything that is important. Hi guys, welcome back to yet another episode of the Financial Lens on Rare View podcast. What a ride, guys. I am so excited to share about why money matters and why everything around money should be important to you. And today, kama kawaida, I am your host, Rachel Anita, and with me, I have such a lovely guest. I am a huge fan, and I can't, nikisema mambo ni mengi na masani machache. Please, Jane, can you introduce yourself to our audience, please?
Hi, Anita. First of all, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
To our audience, my name is Jane Ndichu, and I'm a financial advisor, and I'm so excited to talk about money because money is like everything.
Yeah, and I like that because in one of your you guys, if you haven't followed her already, please follow her. She's Jane, the financial advisor on all platforms. There's this short you made, and you said, money may not be everything, but money affects everything that is important.
Very true.
That is very true. Now, on that note, I want to know what inspires you to talk about money so passionately? Yeah.
So, what inspires me to talk about money is the fact that I get to touch people's lives. You know, this is a very personal thing. You know, money is very personal. It's a very personal thing to most of the people. Yeah. So definitely having to interact with people at their personal space, it is going to give you automatic satisfaction, definitely.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about you. Because guys, the one thing that attracted me to Jane actually was how she addresses money on her platforms. Kwanza kuna this thing you said, making money is easy. Managing the money is hard. Yeah. Why is that the case for so many people?
Reason, we were never taught about how to manage the money. We were actually taught about how to make the money.
Yeah.
Most of the time we went to school to just get a job, and then after you get the job, now you have the money. But no one told us that after you get the money, you have now to make sure that that money is making more money for you. It actually sounds so hard even when I'm saying it.
It does.
So this is one of the challenges. And now you have to figure things out on your own. So that is part of adulting that I'm really scared about.
I don't like
The experience is not good, but we keep on learning. Yes.
Yeah. And when you talk about managing money, one cannot help but think about budgeting. I think that's like the number one rule. Budgeting your money. Why is it so important to have these financial boundaries with your money? Why is budgeting important? And where do you even start with budgeting?
So one of the things, budgeting is actually as a way of telling your money what to do for you, and not just giving money the freedom of doing what it have to do. You know, so if you don't have a budget, it means your limitations will come when the money is, you don't have more money, like when the money is exhausted. But when you have a budget, it's not a limitation of the money. It's not like money is not the determinant of what you have to get, what you have to do, but you actually direct the money. I want you to buy me this. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. So it gives you I think the command, you know, like you are the one in control. So that's why we have a budget. One of the reasons. So the moment you have control over your life, you get the peace of mind.
Yeah.
So the reason why we budget, another reason why we budget is the peace of mind, because you already can account for your money. The moment you don't have that budget, believe you me, it's going to be very hard for you to account for that money, and you will always live a life of, I wish I made better decisions. So the reason why we budget, it's because you don't want to regret, and you're already making the decisions before they happen. So you're giving your money direction.
Yeah.
So how to start on budgeting? One of the things for a beginner guide, you are supposed to understand that we have 3 categories in a budget. We have the needs, we have the wants, and we have the savings and investment and loan repayment. So when you're beginning, those are the 3 things you have to educate yourself.
And this is basic across everyone.
Yes, across everyone, even in your pro levels, these are things that you have to know. So when you're talking about the needs, these are things you cannot live without, like paying your rent, like food, like clothing, things that you really need. They will affect your living. And then now we have the category of wants, which most of us confuse. And actually most people think that this is where you get the luxury of paying yourself. And actually that's not the place.
Oh, wait, what? I actually remember, I was like, this is where you go and spoil yourself. When do we spoil ourselves?
No, we are coming to that. So for the ones, these are things that make your life more comfortable, more worth living. These are things that make you feel the luxury, the joy of living, makes the difference between the rich, the poor, the wealthy. You know, that's what just determines. So these are things like Wi-Fi subscriptions, a massage, eating out, a vacation, things that make your life more interesting. But you wouldn't die if you did not take a massage, right?
Well,
so that's how you get to
ish. I need my massages, but
you need it, but you wouldn't die. But if you don't have the food, believe you me, malnutrition, you are not there anymore. So that's the difference between the two. Now the paying yourself first, or the paying yourself, is where we are doing the savings and investments, because everything else you're putting money out there, money that is never going to come back to you. But savings and investment, this is money that you're putting out there that is going to come back to you. Also, the other reason why it's paying yourself, it's because when you're saving and investing, it means that if you put your money out there and you get an interest, your life is more easier. Because even if when you have money, you have options, and you have the freedom of choosing the life you want. Also, if you're saving for something, you are the same person who will have a car. So that money will come back as you achieved a goal of your car, your home, your house, a vacation, like those things. When you're investing and you're getting that interest, it means that you have made more money than what you have, definitely. So that's why we call it paying yourself, because it's the only amount of money that is ever going to come back to you.
Oh, wow. Now, talking of that, when you talk about money and budgeting, someone feels like, I need to have a lot of money, which is a misconception most people have when it comes to money. So how does one budget? Even when they feel like they are restricted, they feel like, maybe I'm just earning like X amount. When I do this, I have nothing left to like budget or save. What can you advise that person?
So we have different rules or different ways where you can be able to actually set your first budget. So one of the rule is, for the 3 categories, just having a percentage of money that goes to all of them. So we have like the common one, the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. So 50% of your income goes to your needs, 30% of your income goes to your wants. Imagine we're giving you 30%, and then 20% 20% goes to your now savings and investments. So if you are beginning to budget, or if you are beginning to now to have your interaction around budgeting, I recommend you have that as your measure of growth. So if you're able to do more on your savings and investment and reduce on your maybe expenses, that's the needs and wants, that's the goal, because it means you are one step away or closer to your financial freedom. The more you are able to save, the more closer you are to your financial freedom. So if you stick to the 20%, that's why I tell people it's a beginner. 50-30-20 rule is a beginner. So your goal is to grow your savings and investment and reduce on your needs and wants. So if you have that, and maybe whatever you have been spending on your needs and your wants is more than even the 80%, which is 50 and 30. If it's more than that, now you know what you're working towards. because you have a guide. So you know, am I going to move from this house and reduce on my rent? Am I going to reduce on eating out just to carry my... Yes, some of these things you have to do them.
It's easier said than done. Because, okay, there's this rule, I don't know where I caught it from, where you should only spend about 30% of your earnings on rent. I don't know if that's correct. That's something I live by. But I'm like, ukishaangalia, 30% inakutoa from this category to another. And you're like, me, I can't. So what happens when someone is like, me, I can't? In this situation, I'm like, you know what? This is my bare minimum. I have to live in this apartment. This apartment is possibly 60, if it's 60% of your income, you're really doing it wrong. But let's just say,
wrong.
you know, people live in a world where looks are deceiving. We want to, you know, live a certain lifestyle. Like people should see it in a certain way. So I'm here paying 60% of my income to rent. What can you tell me?
One of the things I'm going to tell you, you'll be, in the coming near future, you might never see wealth. Yes.
Jane, be nice.
You
be nice to my audience. They'll be like, today, what's happening?
I tell you the truth.
Okay.
As a financial advisor, one of the things...
You don't see wealth in your future.
You'll never see wealth.
That is so me. Okay.
Like, you'll just be a rich person who we think... We are the people who will think you're rich. Because you're giving us a face value. You know, one of the things about expenses, it's the face value. You're going to see that you go on vacation every time. You're going to see you take a massage every time. You're going to see you eat out. You're always in this nice restaurant. It's about us. It's never about you.
Why are you attacking
I'm
me,
sorry,
on my
baby
shoe?
girl.
Jane has come to attack you.
I'm sorry, Anita.
Yeah, but I get that a lot. And it's a problem, actually, with people. I think it's the middle class, I think. Like, we like showing off. In reality, people are struggling. They're living on loans. Like digging, there's this thing where you're digging one hole to fill another hole. And people don't understand how to do this 50, 30, 20% rule. And I'm so glad you've mentioned it. Which takes me to now, if someone is not earning like a salary, which is the case for most of us these days, jobs zimekuwa ngumu, getting a paycheck at the end of the day, which looks like a lighting bill at the end of the day. It's really difficult. So what happens is people who get money on a Monday, on a Thursday, on a random Tuesday, how can you advise them? Does this also apply to them?
Yes, it applies to them because one of the things, budgeting is not strictly on someone who receives money on a monthly basis. And I think that's where we go wrong. Yes. Mostly business people, I don't know why business people just think that when money comes, you don't have to account on how you spend it.
Because it's the money. It's the money we've made.
But look at it in these lenses. And this is a conversation. I was actually doing a coaching session with one of my clients and they're in business. And they actually have been running a negative business for over 5 years, and they never knew about it.
What?
They never knew about
5 years?
it. Yes, and they were wondering, why am I always in debt?
Yeah.
Why am I always not, like, I cannot even save, you cannot even do anything. Like, they always felt like, I just feel like I can do more. So, mostly for business people, if you take budgeting so serious, it's actually going to show even in your business, because we are starting from budgeting for that particular business.
Okay.
So that you have an account where you're paying yourself as now the owner of the business, and you have now the money that goes now to running your business, which most of us don't have.
We don't.
You don't. So you don't even know the amount of money you're supposed to be budgeting for.
Yeah.
Because if a business made you 1 million, you think it's for Anita. No.
Yeah.
You need to buy stock. If it's maybe it's a product business.
Yeah.
If it's a service business, you might need maybe to improve 1 or 2, 3 things.
Yeah.
Like, there's always the cost of running that business. Now, come now to a person who have already done that, because we are budgeting for a person who have already had a very good business management portfolio. Yeah. That's the first thing you do. Like, making sure that your business is not on negative. So meaning you have money that goes back to investing in your business. 2, making sure that you're paying yourself from that business. If your business cannot pay you, and you don't understand how much comes in your business,
just close it. Go home.
Please.
Go home.
Just look for a job. Like, you're not... Just
look for a job, please, because what you're doing is nonsense.
Yeah, like, why are you just rotating money? Like,
Jane, guys, this show will end today. Jane is not talking to us nicely. Amekuja with shots fired.
Okay,
guys,
I'm sorry,
if your business is not making money, go find a job.
Exactly.
Please.
Like,
you're not made for that.
If you cannot answer the question of how much do you make in your business and how much do you pay yourself, like, you're not even an entrepreneur. You just, what are you doing? you know. So now after you have now divided and had those two portfolios where you know this is the money that goes to my business, and you also have get the same discipline, budget for your business expenses, just know the limit, because I know there are businesses which don't have the limit. Mostly for these online businesses, you just go into marketing and you never know how much comes in. So you're always rushing to just get another celeb, just you're so much into the marketing that you don't even look what comes in. Is it even worth it? Is it working for my business? You know, now you trickle it now down to you. If you're paying yourself 100,000 Kenya shillings, that is the amount of money now you're going to budget for yourself. This gives you a trajectory of you have the bare minimum in your sales. You get to know your bad months. Some people just know a bad month is when we have maandamano or you have not made a sale in your shop. But in a real sense, a bad month should be, this is the target sales. You already even have a target sales so that even your team, they know what they're working towards. So you know, like we can never go below 500,000 because I have to pay myself, I have to pay my employees, I have to
buy stock,
inject in this. Exactly. So you already have like a way you're running that particular business and you have the bare minimum. So any other extra money, so if you set the bare minimum on your worst month, on your bad month, this is the amount of money that this is the bare minimum, bare sales. If you get any extra money, that's an added advantage to grow your business and also to get yourself the things that you have always wanted. Like you're now able to now grow your savings and investment and to achieve your financial goals. Now we have another category of people who work on contracts.
What? I had even forgotten about those.
Yes, they don't know if tomorrow they're going to get that money, contract. So you're always working after every 3 years, after every 2 years, after every 5 years. That's a very whole category. So one of the things I tell people, if you put your mind into something, that's how things are going to be run. So if you're a contract person and you already know that I always get my contract after every 1 year, any amount of money that you get, you're budgeting for that period of time.
For the 12 months.
So just know that amount of money is going to run you for the next 12 months. And that's why I always recommend, you might find a person, they're earning maybe 100 million, like in one contract, and they're not going to touch any amount of money. So I always tell them, your goal right now is to make sure that 100,000 can give you a passive income so that you can also enjoy life, expecting to some monthly payouts every month. So the first thing, we are trying to just save this amount of money to go to an emergency fund, to a retirement fund, and also to your financial goals, but also make sure, can we have a portfolio where we are creating passive income? So that you don't have to wait until a whole year, and what if your contract is not renewed? You know?
Then you're just hey, this contract people, after 5-6 months, someone got a lot of money, lump sum, after 5-6 months, they have nothing.
Exactly.
They're back to, you're wondering, what happened to the 100 million guys? What happened? 5-6 months. Talking of which, retirement planning. I was doing a bit of research on Google, then I realized only 29% of Kenyans actually have proper retirement savings plan. And about 39%, msimulize hizi data nimetoa wapi pale Google, about 39% of Kenyans believe that they do not need any form of retirement planning. And sadly, ukiuliza mtu kwanza ushago, what is your retirement plan? Nasema, si niko na watoto.
Black tax.
Jane, sisi kama watoto, utatuambia nini?
Nyinyi kama watoto. I know like, okay, one of the thing about retirement plan, you have to be very intentional about not being a problem to other people. You know, there are people who are just comfortable, just being taken care of by other people, you know, like retirement plan is just like a care package. It's like you telling other people, like, you know what, telling the community, I got myself. Like, I got myself. You don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about my medical expenses. It's also like giving your kids freedom. Like you're giving them freedom to just do what they would want to do with their life, because you're not part of the bill. You're not part of the problem. So I just feel I'm an advocate of just changing that story. And I would say that the reason why we have the black tax is because not even more of even retirement planning. It trickles down to, you already know that maybe you have kids, but you don't know how they are going to go back to school next year. Like you just know, Anita is a call away. They're going to give me the money. Like,
Don't
you just budgeting on other people's money.
Africans, you are there hustling in Nairobi trying to make 1 + 2 equal 3. Then there's a relative giving birth to their 6th child so that you can take care of it. Don't call me. Don't even try that nonsense.
And I think we are just trained to something around. Like it's a must to take care of them. Like I don't know who told people
guilt.
like you're going like if you say no or if you have boundaries with maybe the people around you, like it's a problem. Like I don't know why people feel like you will stop being your parents' favorite child if you stop giving them the money that they always want.
Okay.
Like setting the boundaries.
As someone who has heavily paid the black tax in full plus tax on top of the black tax, I would say I think as an African child, there's this mentality, Africanacity. That's absurdity, Africanacity. We have to be together. We have to be, like, it doesn't matter if one of us has a shortcoming in the financial sense. Like, you have to fill the gaps, especially if you're a firstborn. You just somehow lazima ubebe the entire family. I don't know who drilled this into our heads, because if you go to Nigeria, if you go to South Africa, if you go to Egypt, any African on this planet, they feel like they have to give back. And we, even from the tiny, you're 2 years, unaambiwa, ebu kuwa haraka ukuje unisaidie kuosha vyombo, ebu kuwa haraka ukuje unisaidie. So I don't know how you can move someone from that mentality of, it is almost a birthright, not a birthright.
It's like you have to do it.
If you don't do it, you're cursed. If you don't do it, people will talk bad about you.